right. Good morning, yogis. I am here. We've got a few minutes. Tell me how you're doing this morning. Let me know you're here. Say hi in the comments. We will need 2 blocks or a blanket rolled on its long edge, like back there. Good morning, Anna. So glad you're here today. Hope you're having a lovely Sunday. Okay. I think we're getting all set up here. Got a few minutes before we start, but again, for class today, we are going to need 2 blocks or a long rolled blanket. So we're going to be sitting on this stuff and then like laying over it. So either or, if you tend to get cold, grab another blanket so you can just use it as an actual blanket, drape it over you, keep yourself warm, because that also has to do with our air element for class today too. So I think I'm going to just go ahead and get started. We've got like 2 minutes, but I'm going to just start telling you about the element of air. So when you think about the element of air, like what comes to mind? When we were discussing this in YTT, I was like, well, everything. Like air is all around us. And that's absolutely it. Air is all around us. We have no control over it, and this is the most powerful element. It fans the flame to other elements, if you will. So if you think about fire, if air were to hit fire, what happens? It spreads. Water, air hits water, it can create a hurricane. Air hits air, it's a tornado. So if you just think about everything around us, we're all connected. That air is also our breath. Air is our breath of life. We breathe it in. In comes the oxygen. We breathe it out. Out goes the carbon dioxide. It's automatic. We don't have to think about doing it. The problem is our life has gotten so hectic that our breathing has become erratic, and we haven't been able to find that connection of breath and awareness. So to do that, we're going to focus our class today on a lot of breath work. So the air element in yin, I'm going to compare that to one of the principles. The first principle of yin is to resolve to remain still. So when you get in these postures, rule number 1 is to resolve to remain still. Rule number 2 is to hold for time. And rule number 3 is to go in at your edge. So we're going to focus on our breath and being still today, because that goes along with the air element. What else is about air? It purifies us. That's why we breathe in deeply, let all those bad energies that are in there move around, and then we exhale, we breathe it out. The air purifies it, and we breathe new air back in. So something in yoga's sister science, Ayurveda, they have something called doshas, and there are constitutions, and there's 3 of them. All of us have at least one, usually 2, and in a very, very rare case, you can have a tridosha, meaning all 3. But you're born with this, it never changes, but your balance changes. So sometimes you can lean over to a different dosha, and then you have an imbalance of that dosha. So the dosha that goes with air is Vata. Vata people tend to be really flighty and anxious. They might pick at things. They can't sit still. They're usually cold all the time. Those are kind of the characteristics that go with the Vata constitution. So we all have this, and sometimes we can get imbalanced. So I always think of Vata energy as anxious energy. You can't make decisions. Maybe you're not sleeping well. You can't concentrate. Maybe you're always on the go instead of being able to just sit with yourself and process your thoughts. You distract yourself by working a lot or just doing something on the go. Going out to see friends all the time, shopping, just whatever you do in your daily life that gets you out and about and moving. So to find this balance, to increase the air, if you feel all of those more negative energies or symptoms, you're going to want to go outside, maybe even hang up wind chimes, listen to the wind in the air, make that sound that brings your awareness to what's happening around you. Move your body, not over strenuously where you're getting like a huge cardio workout, but something fun and creative, maybe dancing, even like painting or doing art where you're actually having to move and paint or draw. What else? Even just like playing with children. They have a very airy energy. Even your pets. I know a lot of us are dog moms in here, and dog dads. Dog parents. So those are ways to help increase your air. So if you are out of balance though, and you need to decrease that air, you want to create a routine for yourself. From the moment you wake up to the moment you go to sleep. Everything is routine. Now, it doesn't have to be, I know a lot of people will think, oh my God, that sounds horrible. It doesn't have to be down to the minute, but you should eat at the same time every day. You should go to bed at the same time every day. You don't have to be going to the bathroom at the same time every day, but finding that routine and that consistency keeps you going, and your body goes into that cycle where it just naturally will fall into it. When your body is naturally in that cycle, it's functioning at a more optimal performance. So to do that, create a routine. Eating warm foods helps ground you and bring you back down to earth. Maybe going and getting a massage. Maybe you can even do a self-massage with oils. And deep breathing and meditation, being allowed to slow yourself down. So those are all the characteristics of air. So as we move through practice today, we are going to be closing down our hearts or folding forwards, coming inward to help surrender. And then we're also going to be opening up and breathing in that new life. So we're going to move back and forth, alternating between that surrender and listening to our breath. Of course, between all that, we're going to take lots of breath work. So, get your blocks, get your blanket or whatever props you have, and meet me on your mat. So we are going to start on our backs with the blanket in a supported fish. All right, so option one is to roll the blanket up on its long edge so it's lengthwise. You are going to sit at the bottom. The whole blanket is going to go the length of your spine, so you'll just roll down onto it. You want to make sure your head is laying on the blanket. So that's option one. Option two would be to take the blocks and use the blocks. Block one will go lengthwise with your spine. Block two will be on its highest height directly behind block one. So it's forming a T. Your spine is going to lay across the long block, and your head, the back of your head, is going to go on top of the tall block. So to do that, I just reach back behind me, find the long block first, and then start to roll down. You want the block to go in between your shoulder blades. Then bring your hands overhead, find that block and put it underneath the back or the base of your skull. So whatever position you get in here, take a nice deep breath and then let it go. So you have several options here with your feet. The knees can be bent with feet on the floor. Soles of the feet can come together, knees can go wide, or you can extend the legs all the way out in front of you. Let's just breathe here. Let your shoulders feel really heavy, no matter which block or blanket you chose, which prop. We're just going to breathe here. Let's take 3 cleansing breaths. Just a big breath in. Open the mouth and let it go. 2 more of those. In and out. Last one in And let it go. So focusing on this breath, and hopefully you can't hear my dog drinking water, but focusing on our breath here, we're going to do equal breathing. So that just means we're going to take the same length of breath in and the same length of breath out. I'm going to invite you to start with an 8 count. Oh yes, that feels and sounds and will definitely take a while. When you count it, you're going to be like, oh my God, Amy, that's a long time. But breathe into a count of 8 and then breathe out to a count of 8. If you find that the 8 count is just way too much for your lung capacity, take it down to a 6. Try 6. Deep breath in. Long breath out, same amount. I'm going to let you count at your own pace, remembering air is constantly flowing in and constantly flowing out. It's keeping you alive. Your body knows it's automatic. Think about the qualities of air as your chest is lifted, your mind is open, and your breath is long. Just check in with yourself. See where you're at today. All of the characteristics I described, maybe you already know. I've got a little too much air in me. I'm feeling anxious. I can't sleep. My legs are restless. Come back down to the ground with your thoughts. Maybe it's the opposite. Maybe you're stuck. You're stuck in the earth. We're using our air element, that equal part breath. Allow your physical body to feel heavier. Allow your heart space, your chest, to feel lighter, to feel more open. There's no judgment in your heart. There's only love. Finding that long, equal breath. Three more long, equal breaths. Maybe just see how soft and deep you can go with these breaths. Last one. So slowly take your time getting up. You can roll off the blocks to one side. You can press your forearms and elbows into the mat. Tuck the chin and just press yourself up. Again, take your time though. Moving your props out of the way. We're going to come to Sukhasana, or easy pose. You can sit on your burrito roll or your blocks, crossing one foot in front of the other. We're going to move our air energy around a little bit here. Just rock side to side. Find the sits bones, so the little bones in your butt. Press them down into your block or blanket of the mat. And just rock side to side. Bring the hands to the knees. Slow your rock down. Take a deep breath in. And then long breath out. So let's bring our fingertips to our shoulders and let the elbows come wide. Breathing here. Slowly bring the elbows together in front of your face. Then lift them up towards the ceiling and then back behind you and down. Again, bring the elbows together. Take them apart and bring them down. With your next breath, slowly switch directions. Thinking of the air element, how it affects our lungs, our circulation. On your next breath, let the hands float back down to the knees. Exhale, drop the chin to the chest, feel the back of the neck open. Big inhale, lift the chin up. Slowly take the gaze maybe towards your ceiling or the sky. Go nice and slow. Notice what's happening in the front portion of your throat. Swallow. Just notice how that made you feel. Notice the ease or the difficulty. Exhale, bring the chin parallel to the floor. Drop the chin back to the chest. Right ear to right shoulder. Left fingertips reach towards the floor. Maybe they touch, maybe they don't. Left hand comes back to the thigh. Chin to chest, roll left ear towards left shoulder. Extend the right fingertips towards the floor. With your next breath, right hand comes to right thigh. Roll the chin back to the chest. Breathing here. Inhale, lift the chin up. And let's just rock side to side again. Moving that air energy, deep breath in. Long breath out. We're going to move right into butterfly pose. So you can stay seated on your blanket if you want. Let's pull the feet out in front of us. Soles of the feet come together. Knees go out to the side. So you decide what you need in your diamond shape today. The closer the feet are towards your hips, the more of the inner thigh stretch you're going to get. The further away, you're going to get it more in your booty. Somewhere in the middle is somewhere in the middle. So find what you need. If you're not sure, take the middle road. Rock side to side. Breathe in here. Let the hands fall in between your diamond shape. Remember, we're rolling and rounding here, not a flat back. So exhale, drop the chin to the chest. Lean forward as you let the shoulders roll forward. Spine rounds behind you. Breathing here. Again, check in with your breath. Your breath can control your energy. When you're tired, you can breathe in and out deeply. When you're anxious, you can breathe in and out deeply. As we think about this air element and how it relates to our heart chakra, the space of love and purity, this chakra is also the connector chakra. It connects your lower energies to the upper energies. This air element connects all the other elements. And knowing that air is in everything, know that we're connected to everything. All beings, all things living and breathing. Your breath and your energy help make up this amazing place we live. So as you fold forward, find that deep breath. Really breathe down into your diaphragm. So breathe into your belly. We're compressing it, building a little heat. Good. On the inhale, slowly start to roll yourself all the way up to that nice neutral spine. Take your time. Let the head come up last. When you come all the way up, one hand comes to the heart, one hand comes to your belly. Let's take a deep breath in and see if we can make our bellies rise. Deep breath in. Fill the belly up. Fill the rib cage up. Feel the chest up. On the exhale, feel the hands collapse. One more breath just like that. Breathe deep into the lower hand. Feel the air rise. And then let it go. The hands come down. You can slide off of your burrito roll. We're going to take it behind us. If you're using your block, you use it on its lowest height. I'm going to stay with my blanket. You decide what you need. You're going to slide it right up against your booty if you've got the blanket here. Then you're going to roll down onto your mat. Bend your knees and then get that burrito rolled blanket underneath your sacrum or your very low back. Knees are bent, feet are flat on the floor. Let's pull the right knee into our chest. We can interlace the hands on top of the knee. You can go behind the hamstring and pull the left leg can stay where it's at as option 1. Option 2 would be to crawl it out towards the top of your mat or the end of your mat, whichever way you're facing. Or you can take the leg all the way in the full extension. Let's breathe into this here. Compressing our right side of our belly with our leg maybe. Opening the left side. Again, check in with your breath, check in with the air. Maybe if your eyes are closed, just check in with the air surrounding your immediate space. Is it cold? Is it warm? Can you feel the draft? So as we breathe here for another few rounds, I want you to think of the transition we're going to make to the other side. So we're going to do the same exact posture on the other side. I want you to bring a little bit of air or movement to this. So instead of moving as slow as possible, I want you to move maybe 2 speeds or clicks faster than that. So you're not going to move real fast, but you're going to cause a little of air. So on your next breath, we're just going to switch legs. Left knee comes in, right leg goes out. Deep breath in. Long breath out. Maybe pull that left knee down towards your chest, your belly, your left armpit. So your right leg is relaxed. You don't have to point or flex those toes. Same with the left toes. Your legs are soft. The action of you pulling down on your left leg is the assistance your body needs in this pose. Nothing more, nothing less. Ooh, excuse me, guys. Got that air tickle in my throat. 3 more rounds here. So we started the class breathing into that heart space, opening up that heart. heart channel, that energy line. We're going to move that energy down into our hips. Taking that quick air energy, let's pull our right knee into our chest. Quick, whoosh. Give yourself a hug here. You may even roll off of your blanket or block. If you do that, readjust, get your hips back on there, pull those knees in. Might feel good just to rock side to side using that air energy, that movement medicine. Not too much, not too little, the right balance. Good. On your exhale, let the feet float to the floor. And then press yourself up or lift yourself all the way up. And we're going to move our prop out of the way. We're going to come into seated swan. So keeping the knees flat on the floor. Make the angle behind your knees pretty wide. So that just means walk your feet further away from your butt. So if they're up here close to your butt, walk them further away. Hands will reach back behind you and plant on the floor. Let's start with the left foot this time, or the left leg. Let's just cross the left ankle on top of the right knee. So this is where you decide what intensity you need. Make sure you feel pretty strong in your hands first. You might need to widen them out. Fingertips can be pointed out to the sides, pointed towards your toes or behind you, whatever's comfortable. Slowly start to crawl your right foot in closer to your right butt cheek. You want to start to feel a stretch in the left hip. So we're breathing here. I'm going to turn a little bit so you can see me. Let's roll our ankles here a couple times. Both directions. No real guidance. Just do what feels good. So I'm going to give you an option to stay here. Or option 2 is to take square or fire log. So to do that, I'm going to turn a little bit more so you can see. This bottom leg, the one that has the foot planted on the floor, you are going to lay your shin down. So as you sit up and lean forward, you're going to lay your shin down. Coming into square. This left ankle is resting on the right thigh. Trying to get the shins stacked on top of each other. Now again, if you get here and you're like, what the H are you making me do, Amy? Come back to that seated swan position. If you have a blocker or blanket, you can place it underneath your left thigh. Sit up nice and tall. If you're in square, roll the shoulders back. Breathing here. Finding that connection to your breath. We're already into this last minute here. Good. Big exhale. If you're in square, plant the hands back behind you. Both feet plant to the floor. If you're in the reclined or seated swan, just uncross the legs. Let's take windshield wiper legs here. So let the knees drop over to the left and the right. Just feeling that rotation in your hip. Then let's take it to the other side, working into that hip. So this time, let's take the right ankle, cross it on top of the left. Remember, walk the left leg out so you can find the shape that serves you best first. So you want to feel it out here in this left hip. Start to crawl. I'm sorry, in your right hip. You'll feel it in your right hip. Crawl your left foot closer to your boot. And let's check in with our ankle. Doing those little ankle rolls, bringing a little bit of air. Maybe you notice the air on your toes, the tops of your feet, the bottoms of your feet, and your ankles, your shins, depending on what apparel you have on today. All right, breathing here, you guys. Option 1 is to stay here. There's nothing wrong with this one, this posture. Option 2 is to come into square on the other side. So the bottom leg, that bottom foot is going to crawl over to the right side. Slowly start to sit up and then slide your top leg so shin is stacked on top of shin. Again, this is what it looks like. Looking at the camera, it's a little dark, but I think you guys can see. So if you need that blocker blanket underneath this little hole right here on the right side, prop it up. So, finding some calmness, some stillness here. I'm going to invite you to use a mudra in this shape. I'm going to turn again. So, our air finger is our index finger. Fold it down into your palm and then wrap your thumb on top of it. So your fingers will look like that. So we're going to hold and breathe. If you're in fire log with me, if you're in the seated swan, you don't need to do this. I'm honestly just distracting everyone that's sitting in fire log right now, including myself. So our thumb is our fire. Our index finger is our air. As you breathe into your fingertips, your arms might be getting tired. That's okay. Building a little heat here. We're using the wind to fan our fire, or air to fan our fire. Keep breathing. Just check in with your energies. Observe your thoughts right now. Are you happy, sad, angry, annoyed, hoping this will end? There's no wrong or right in your thoughts. We're just here to witness them. On the exhale, release your mudra if you took it. Hands can come down by the sides. We're slowly going to come out of this posture. So no matter what posture you took, slowly uncross the legs and plant the feet to the floor. And let's take those windshield wipers one more time, dropping the knees over to the left and then the right, righter than left. It doesn't matter which side you start with. But take your time. Those outer hips should really feel it. Good. So let's take our blanket one last time, or your block. We're going to sit on it for caterpillar. So go ahead and unroll it, and you can fold it so it's flat. Once you get it flat, bring your booty on top of it so your sits bones are on the very edge. Give your dog a pet. Hi, Obi. All right, coming into caterpillar. Legs are long, knees are soft and bent, hands are resting on your knees or your thighs. Let's take a deep breath in. Feel the breath travel down into the chest, the rib cage, and it pushes the belly out. On the exhale, bring the belly in, pull the ribs in, let the heart soften, and let it go. So before we fold, I always like to tell you, let's point and flex the feet just a couple times. This just lets the brain know something's happening down our legs. Maybe do one foot at a time. Bring a little air into this. Both at the same time. Let's bend in the knees just a little bit. Point and flex. Good. So let's lean forward just slightly. Let's bring our hands to our heart space. Take a deep breath in. On the exhale, drop the chin, round the shoulders forward. Pour your heart into your hands, and then bring your heart and hands down to your legs or thighs, knees, wherever your anatomy takes you. Keeping your heart in your hands. Maybe you close your eyes. And just visualize your breath. Maybe give it a color. It could be your favorite color. It could be the color associated with your heart chakra. It could be green. Air is your breath of life. It's responsible for all movement. When your thoughts start to fly away with the air, think of your body as heavy. And strong. Folding inwards. Asking yourself what you really need. Be honest with what you need and maybe what you don't need. Let the air take away the things you don't need. Let it bring you the things you do need. On the inhale, slowly start to roll up. Go as slow as you possibly can, one vertebrae at a time. If you still have your hand held out with your heart so preciously protected, bring it back. Bring your hands back to your heart space. Breathe into the hands and breathe out. Slowly bring the hands to the floor. Scoot yourself off of your blanket or block. And we're going to lay all the way down. I'm going to turn. You don't have to turn. Coming right onto our backs. Knees are bent. Let's cross our right leg on top of our left. We're coming into twisted roots. So the arms are going to come out to a T or goalpost arms or cactus arms. If you have the bind here in your legs, you can wrap your toes around your calf or your ankle. Otherwise, keep the legs crossed and then drop the knees over to the left side. If you want a blanket or a block under those knees, go ahead and take it. But this is a nice little internal rotation of those hips from the external rotation that we did. Let's keep the gaze up towards the sky today. Tuck the chin towards the chest. Closing the eyes, just allowing yourself to feel soft. Coming back to our equal breathing. Maybe you work your way up to 8 breaths in, or 8 counts in, and 8 counts out. So we're bringing that element of air into this twist. Think of your heart space lifting up towards the sky, the air. And think of your knees as grounded, reaching towards the dirt, the center of the earth. And bring your awareness to your belly button. This is where the fire happens. So as you breathe, focus on the fire in your belly. Your heart is open to the air. Your knees are rooted to the earth. All is connected through the breath. With your slow next breath, allow your arms to just drift down by your sides. Maybe you turn and flip the palms down. Slowly unwrap your bind if you had it. Roll the right hip to the earth so your back is flat, and uncross the legs. Moving quickly like air to the other side. Let's cross the left leg on top of the right. No rebound for this. No messing around in between. Maybe you take the wrap here by wrapping your toes around your ankle or your calf. Maybe you grab your block or your blanket, whatever you had today. As you drop your knees to the right side, arms come back up to a T. Gaze stays lifted towards the sky. So check in with the quality of the air you're breathing, the quality of your breath. Can you make it smooth and fluid? Or is it getting stuck? Is it sticky? If it's getting stuck, become the witness. Look at yourself from above. Maybe you're holding on to something that you need to let go. As we breathe into this other side, your differences are probably already screaming at you. I know mine are. I'm breathing into my spaces that feel tight. Just direct your thoughts, your awareness, your presence to those spaces. Maybe it's your toes, your shoulder, left hip, right hip. Maybe give your fingers a wiggle. Bring that sensation to your physical body. Slowly bring the hands down by your sides. Flip the palms down to the earth. Unwind your bind, uncross the legs. We're just going to pause here. Let the knees rest against each other. You can even heel toe the feet out wider to the mat. We're just going to pause here for a moment. One hand to the belly, one hand to the heart. Let's take that full deep breath in. Fill the chest, the ribs, the belly. Then let it go. Belly, ribs, chest. 2 more of those. In. And out. In. Out. So let the hands come down by the sides. Go ahead and press yourself up nice and slowly. So we're going to grab our blanket one more time, or our block. Make your long burrito roll with your blanket one more time. So this time you're going to lay your burrito roll across the mat, not lengthwise, across. If you're using a block, you're going to lay the block on its lowest height behind you. Alright, so we're going to lay ourselves down on this right across the tips of our shoulder blades here. So ladies, where your bra strap is, gentlemen, I'll let you figure that out on your own. So no matter if you're using a block or a blanket, the position is still the same. If you have really wide back, you might need 2 blocks stacked next to each other like this. So either way, I prefer the blanket for this one. So this is a pretty gentle, or should be a pretty gentle, opener of the heart space. So you want to feel your heart lifted straight up towards the sky. So if you get down on your blanket and you're like, that doesn't seem right, move it around a little bit. You have the option of taking the arms up overhead to work on your shoulders. This opens a lot of your meridian lines. You can leave them down by your side. Whatever feels best for you. We're not going to be here super long, so just get comfortable wherever you're at. The legs are long out in front of you. The arms are extended out behind you if that's comfortable. So let's take that equal part breath again. Samavriti. Equal parts in, equal parts out. You can do this on your own. On your next exhale, I want you to open your mouth and really let it out. Make this be our last cleansing breath here in this little baby back bend. Let it all go. Let your air out. Slowly roll off your blanket, maybe to the left or the right, or your blocks. Make your way back down onto your back for your Savasana. Grab your blanket if you'd like it as an actual blanket draped over your body. If you've got that Vata constitution or imbalance, you might always be cold. So as you get comfortable in your Shavasana, bring your hands to your belly, maybe under your blanket. just breathe. Focus on the rise and the fall of your belly with each breath. Never underestimate the power of air inside of you and around you. It has the power to change your energy, your thoughts, your movements. Your breath is connected to everything in this universe. With your next breath, slowly start to wake up the body with your own little air element. Maybe you start with the toes, wiggling them, rocking the feet side to side. Maybe you bend into the knees, rock the hips. Sweep the arms overhead unless they were already there. Take some finger wiggles, some wrist flicks. Then roll onto your favorite side, maybe removing the blanket if you had it on top of you. Finding fetal position for just a moment. And then pressing yourself all the way up to any comfortable seated position that works best in your body. When you find your comfortable sweet spot, go ahead and draw your hands in front of your heart. We're going to take Lotus Mudra today. Pinky fingers, thumb fingers, and the base of the palms pressed together, and then open all your fingers in the middle so it's a little flower. Bring your lotus close to your heart. Let your gaze fall or look down into your lotus flower, representing all that is pure, all that is love, knowing that all of this resides inside of you. Close your eyes if you feel comfortable, and we'll take our 3 breaths to seal our practice. Take a breath for yourself. Take a breath for someone you love. And take a breath for someone who may be suffering. The world could always use more love in it. Flutter the eyes open. On your inhale, float your lotus flower above your head, and exhale, release it into the wild, knowing that you are connected to everything out there, and everything out there is connected to you by love and the breath and the element of air. Namaste, yogis and yoginis. Thank you for joining me for class today. The light in me honors the light in you. Mwah. I hope you guys had a great class today. This should have helped reset your nervous system. Help relax you. I have new cards today. These are real new ones. They're Be Strong. I'm really excited. So let's see what our first Be Strong card says. All right. Dun, 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 dun. Magic lies in challenging what seems impossible, by Carol Mosley Braun. I got this to focus the other day. Okay, it's not focusing. But that's really good. The magic lies in challenging what seems impossible. And I feel like the air element is a lot like magic. It's invisible. We don't see it, but it's there, and we can feel it. We can feel the effects of it, whatever that is. But the impossible is possible. I hope you guys had a really great day. Let me know how you've been, what you've been up to. I'll stick around here for a few more minutes. And have a great week if I don't hear from you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Look, Obi joined today. Good boy. Anyone else's dogs joined today? How's Spanky, Anna? Hi, puppy. Hi, come here. Come say hi. Come here. Come here. Oh, I guess he's camera shy. Alright, guys. Obi and I, we're signing off. Have a great week. Mwah!